Welcome to the Eat Your Greens with Dr. Black podcast. I'm beyond thrilled that you are taking some time to listen. I know you're busy, and if you're spending some of your precious time with me, it means that you're the kind of person who's dedicated to improving your health. You, my friend, have found your way to another Fun Facts episode. This is where I pick a food and share some trivia and maybe some really bad jokes. Hey, listen, there's a reason I'm not a stand-up comedian, so just humor me, just pretend they're funny, just go with it. Here's something you may or may not have figured out about me. I love to eat. In fact, I'm not just a foodie, I'm a toe-foodie. I am beyond excited to jump into this episode because I'm talking about one of my favorite foods, tofu. If you've never had it, think of it as the high-protein cousin of rice or potatoes. You know, it has a pretty bland flavor all by itself, but it takes on the flavor of the sauce or the marinade. Some people call it the chameleon of the food world. It can be spicy, savory, sweet, crispy, chewy, or even smooth, depending on how you prepare it. So let's go on a fun journey into the world of tofu. When I think about it, it seems like pretty much every food I've talked about on the Fun Facts episode has been around for a long time. It's almost like plant-based foods are healthy or something, and people have known about them for centuries. Somehow we've forgotten about how important these foods are to our health, and we're having to relearn how to eat. And tofu is no exception. It's been around for over 2,000 years and is believed to have been invented in China during the Han Dynasty. References to it have been found in an ancient cookbook called the Book of Rites, which dates back to around 400 or so BCE. Tofu is often associated with Buddhism and vegetarianism. In fact, legend has it that it was originally created by a Chinese prince who wanted a meat substitute for his Buddhist diet. So basically, you could say that tofu is the royalty of vegetarian cuisine. Making tofu is a bit like making peasant cheese, where you add acid to milk to separate out the curds and whey. Think like paneer and queso fresco. For tofu, you take the soybeans and you soak them, you grind them up, you boil them, and then you cure it with a coagulant, usually calcium sulfate or magnesium chloride. And then the curds are pressed into blocks, and that's how you get tofu. You'll find different types of tofu in the grocery store based on how much water is extracted. So if you see silken tofu, that's soft and creamy. Very little of the water was taken out, and it's perfect for things like smoothies or desserts. I even use it in place of ricotta cheese in lasagna. If you see firm or extra firm, that tofu has more of the water extracted, and it will hold its shape better. And it's great for things like stir fries or grilling. You can also make tofu with other legumes, and there are a bunch of recipes and YouTube videos for easily making tofu from things like lentils or other beans at home. Super cheap. I haven't tried any of this yet, but it is on my to-do list. Since tofu is made from soybeans, it's a nutritional powerhouse. Did you know that soybeans are the richest source of iron in the legume family? They're also really high in protein. Soybeans are considered a complete, quote-unquote, complete protein, meaning that they have all of the essential amino acids. So as it turns out, it's actually a myth that plants aren't all complete proteins, but the amount of those essential amino acids varies from plant to plant, and soybeans are a really good source of them. They're also packed with calcium, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids, along with those important antioxidants that I talk about so much. But what about estrogen? Many people have heard that eating a lot of soy will turn guys into soy boys, or they'll give you man-boobs. Women think that it will give them breast cancer. Soy does contain something called phytoestrogens, and this is another thing that's on my list to talk about in more detail in a future episode. But real quick, phytoestrogens are estrogen-like compounds that are found in some plants, especially soy, but they're not actual estrogen. In studies, women who consume more soy had lower risks for developing breast cancer and a higher survival rate when undergoing treatment. Men who consume soy may have lower risks of prostate cancer. Phytoestrogens are also helpful for alleviating the symptoms of perimenopause. So, for instance, hot flashes. If you're worried about estrogen in your diet, you should avoid cow's milk, not soy milk, because the cow's milk has actual real estrogen, not the phytoestrogen found in soy. And hey, did you notice I haven't even mentioned fiber? Is it even an Eat Your Greens episode if I don't talk about fiber? The bottom line here is that soybeans are a legume like beans and lentils, so of course, they're going to be a great source of fiber. Go back and listen to the Fun Fact episode about beans or the episode on fiber to refresh your memory about all the incredible health benefits of this food family. If you eat any kind of beans, including soybeans, every day, you will live longer, period. Now, if you want to try tofu, but say you're allergic to soy or you just want an alternative to soybeans, try Burmese tofu. Burmese tofu is typically made with chickpeas or yellow peas, and it can be made easily at home if you have a high-speed blender. In this case, YouTube, the internet is going to be your best friend. There are instructional videos and recipes all over the place. One of these days I'll try it. Maybe I'll even do a video tutorial of my own. Now, I was going to make another tofu joke here, but it would have been tasteless. Tofu is incredibly versatile. It can be marinated, fried, blended, or crumbled. And like I said earlier, it absorbs flavors like a sponge. You could say it's the MVP of a meal, meaning most versatile protein. It's often used as a meat substitute in dishes like stir-fry, curries, or you can even make a scrambled egg type dish out of it, tofu scramble. I have tried several recipes for this and they are delicious. Silken tofu can be used to make a delicious high-protein, low-fat chocolate pudding. In fact, I did make an instructional video about that, so go look at my YouTube channel and you'll see my video about making Mexican spiced chocolate pudding. It's delicious. I even blend silken tofu into my smoothies to help boost the protein content. Now, if you've never cooked with tofu before, you need to be aware of a few tricks if you want to get a meatier or chewier texture. It usually comes in a package soaking in a lot of water, and you'll see recipes that tell you to just wrap it with a paper towel for about 15 minutes to remove that water before cooking. And I'm here to tell you, this is going to fail. That's totally inadequate, and you're going to end up with a mushy tofu that does not absorb flavors well. So there are a few secrets to getting the tofu just right. For starters, I recommend that you wrap it in a dry dish towel and then you press it for a minimum of 30 minutes to even up to several hours. And you can do this just by putting something heavy like a cast iron skillet or some books or cans, large cans of vegetables, whatever you have on top of the tofu. You can also buy a tofu press pretty cheaply on the internet. I have one. They're super low tech, easy to use. But here's the thing. If you're a true tofu aficionado, you will either freeze and thaw the tofu or alternatively boil it to get a firmer, meatier texture. These techniques work because they disrupt the cell walls of the soy and allow more water to be released. Both of these techniques, but especially freezing, make the tofu more porous so it can absorb more of the flavor from the marinade or sauce. All right, quick question. How did the vegan quit smoking? They went cold tofu. Sorry, not sorry. That brings us to the end of another Fun Facts episode. Let me know if you're already a tofu fan or if you're just now learning about it. Also, drop some of your favorite tofu recipes. I'm always looking for new ways to prepare it, and I want to see what y'all are doing. As always, you can reach me through the eatgreenswithdrblack.com website. Please take a minute to follow the Eat Your Greens podcast on whichever app you use. You can also give it a 5-star rating and leave a review. In this world of AI algorithms, it actually does help to boost the show. And of course, it goes without saying, but here I am saying it anyways. Don't forget to go to the Eat Your Greens website and subscribe. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to eat your greens.